Girls. Ryder, you too.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Okay.
Have you ever looked up at the night sky and thought, wow, what a beautiful night, look at all of the stars? When I was young, I used to love looking up at the night sky and see the different shapes. It wasn't until much later that I learned some of those shapes had names and meanings. My motivation for writing this speech was to have a better understanding of the stars and where they come from, and will hopefully add to the wonder of the universe. I'll be discussing this topic because it's always been a fascination of mine. The online Merriam-Webster's Dictionary defines astronomy as the study of objects and matter outside the Earth's atmosphere and of their physical and chemical properties. For the next few minutes, I will be discussing what makes up stars' properties, some historical beliefs of stars, and finally what constellations are. First, let's look at what makes up the properties of a star. Stars are formed within nebula gas clouds. Patches of gas and dust inside a nebula collapse under gravity, forming dark regions called protostars. As they continue to collapse, the protostars become more dense and hot. When they become hot enough, nuclear fission reacts and ignites. This is how a star is formed. Magnitude is a measure of the star's brightness. Magnitude is measured on a logarithmic scale so that the difference of 5 in magnitude is equivalent to a factor of 100 in brightness. The lower the magnitude, the brighter the star. Stars are classified according to surface temperature and luminosity. The temperature of a star can be deduced by its color. Hot stars are blue or white, while cold stars are red. The colors also refer to specific spectral types. Secondly, let's take a look at what astronomy meant in ancient times. Babylonian astronomy goes back as far as 1800 BC and was studied with the hopes of predicting events. They also believed they could determine the wants of their gods by studying the stars and the sun. They were the first to create a calendar based on the position of the stars. Egyptians used constellations as physical representations of their gods. Finally, we'll talk about constellations. Since different constellations are visible at different times of the year, you can use them to tell what month it is. First of all, constellations are not real. They've been visualized by poets, farmers, and astronomers over about the past 6,000 years. The real purpose for constellations is to help us tell which star is which. On a really dark night, you can see about 1,500 stars. Trying to tell which is hard. The constellations help by breaking up the sky into more manageable bits. Different constellations are visible at different times of the year. For example, you can see Orion best in January or Pisces in November. Scorpius is only visible in the northern hemisphere's evening sky in the summer. Some famous constellations that come to mind are the Milky Way, Orion, Pisces. What else comes to mind?
Big Dipper. That was a little Dipper. I don't know, I think of Greek mythology. Ursa Major, Minor.
Oh, very good. What's a practical application of constellation today? Is there any, or is it just to help identify stars?
It's just to help identify stars. Hopefully you all know a little bit more about what makes up a star, have a better understanding of the meaning, and will stargaze a little bit at night. In conclusion, I hope the next time you're out at night looking up at the sky, you'll see more than just shining stars and see what shapes you can make.
Woohoo! Clap, you guys, do something.